Hello everyone, how you doing? Today is Friday, April 11th, 2025, and happy birthday to me. I'm 48 years old officially, but that is not why I am making this video. I was actually kind of looking forward to making this video for a while because I was wanting to talk, about, kind of what I feel are at this point the final results of my TMS treatment. It's now been 5 weeks since I did my very last treatment. And as I believe I mentioned before, it's usually about 4 to 6 weeks after the TMS that you can kind of gauge what your final results are. And I feel like at this point I'm at the point where I can pretty accurately talk about what the final results of my TMS treatments have been for me. So first of all, long story short, I do feel like the TMS worked for me overall. I'm glad I did it. But what I wanted to talk about was actually three things in regards to the TMS. The first is, how my depression did thanks to the TMS, then how my anxiety did, as well as how my sleep did as a result. As I had mentioned before, right after the TMS, pretty much right after the TMS treatments, it was a little bit rough goings at first. I had felt like I pretty much had gone back to where I was before I had even started the TMS treatments, which that can happen sometimes, but part of it is because your brain is still making new connections. Even once you finish the TMS treatments, and this goes on for a while. Usually, like I said, about 4 to 6 weeks. So first thing I'll talk about is the depression. The depression, I would say there's probably about a 50% reduction in my depression symptoms. If I had to kind of put a number on it. I'm not saying the depression has gone away. It's still there, but it's at least what I would consider a more manageable level. Now, anxiety's been a bit more of a bear. I'm not going to lie. But with that said, that's not to say that my anxiety isn't at all better. I would say, again, if I had to put a number on it, I would say it's probably about 40% less than what it was prior to when I started TMS. Is it more manageable? Yes. Do I have moments sometimes where the anxiety spikes still? Yes, I do. But I have also noticed that, when that does happen, I've gotten a little bit better, at least as far as managing it. Personally, I think that's partly thanks to the TMS, but I also think that, since this anxiety stuff is something I've kind of been, dealing with for a while now, I'm also learning, kind of how to manage it more. But, again, like I said, I do feel like the TMS has helped. And then last but not least, sleep. Overall, I would say that my sleep has definitely improved some. I still wish I was getting more sleep, but I would say for the most part, I'm getting at least 5 to 6 hours of sleep most nights. Now, last night, as well as this past Saturday night, were exceptions. Both those nights I only got about 3 hours of sleep, unfortunately. So needless to say, I am a little bit tired, but overall, I would say the TMS was a success for me. I was kind of hoping that it would completely get rid of my anxiety, but then again, that's I really can't fault the TMS people for the fact that that didn't happen. They even flat out told me that most people will experience a reduction in anxiety, not necessarily a complete full recovery from it. But look, a reduction in anxiety is still a reduction. I'll take it. I'll still consider it a win. So in any case, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about for the most part. It's going to be a little bit shorter video, but in any case, as I continue to say, if you are struggling with anxiety or depression or any other mental health challenge, please know that you're not alone. I hope you all have a great day and a great night. Thanks, and take care.